Hello and welcome to another Pillars of Eternity White March playthrough. Today we will be already in part number 36. In the last episode we were able to restart the White Forge and we were able to release the souls of all the dwarves which were still trapped underneath. Today we will finish this quest and we will probably get back a little bit into the Kedunua. But we'll see what the game shows us. So let's continue. So, as you can see, we have finished the White March expansion. So let's see the White March Part 2. The White Forge has been restored thanks to your efforts in the White March. I should depart the White March and rest in time. Stalwart should begin to mend. Let's talk with Zawa first.
So the dwarves of Durgan's battery did not destroy themselves after all. They fell to invaders.
And it seems they were completely wiped out.
They left spirits to tell the tale. But the tale will never grow or change. Their time ended long ago.
He nods to himself, it appears.
But we have seen no invaders, and the battery was shut. Did they come only to destroy the dwarves, and then leave?
Yes?
Okay.
Right here?
Let's check if any characters has some new
What do you need of Zawa?
talk. Well, with the exception of Grieving Mother.
Hey,
We spent
what's on your mind?
a lot of time talking with her.
Yes? Oh?
So, let's get to Kednua.
By the time you stepped out of Durgan's battery and into the new snow outside, word had already spread of strange lights rising from the fortress and energy crackling in the sky. The survivors of Stalwart flocked to Durgan's battery, their steps hastened by the promise of peace and prosperity at last. They mended their walls, gathered their strength, and prepared their town for the new opportunities that were sure to come. And with the voices of Durgan's battery silent at last, none heard the distant groan of something stirring among the peaks, as massive and relentless as an avalanche.
The crumbling edge of this long platform suggests that there were once stairs leading down from here. Perhaps joining with the pathway some distance below, it seems a manageable jump from here on the side, but you doubt you would be able to return the same way. Jump across. You leap, and for a dizzying moment, the ground below flashes past, and then you are across the gap and upon the second tower. So let's go here. And no, let's go to Stalwar first. Let me check the quests. Yeah, let's go directly to Kednoa. We have some quests there.
Looks a little healthier than before.
Let's check. Gaffel the Drunkard has returned to Dirford to much hostility, but was able to defuse the situation. Thanks to your help, he was able to pay off his debts. So we have one new quest. Still as stones. Apahilo farmers in the Asia Metal Plains discovered a large and elaborate ring of small Adra pillars in a secluded southern valley. Though presumed to be connected to the Angwintan in some way, the pillars do not appear to be connected to any ruins. However, since the site was discovered, farmers from up to 50 miles away have gone missing, eventually discovered days or weeks later in the Ring of Stones, permanently petrified. As the Apahilo have little experience with other pillars, they are calling upon Retserans, Tirudans and Glenfatans for help. Let's go with our Barbarian. Moonshine. And first thing first. Let's see what we have gathered. And especially this one is interesting. Ivar's diving helmet. Okay, because we have full inventory, I think we will need to take some precautions because of that. Okay.
Greetings.
If I can be used to hurt or heal someone, I have it here for sale. Want to have a look? Show me your wares.
The stones and the spirits in this place have begun to heal.
Sagani. Uh,
Very well.
and who will we take? Let's check first these two if they have some items which can. Oh, level ups. First, let's check the inventory. Exactly, that's what I thought. And because we have a lot of money, we can learn a few new spells. Still 53,000. Good. This is complete and let's check if we have any interesting upgrades.
Safe travels.
Sagani and Hiravias.
Oh?
That will be it for now. And now small preparation. If we have some interesting gold stuff for Hiravias. Nope, looks like we have the best stuff. So that should be it for now. Let's level up Hiravias. At least 1 point in athletics is okay. This one. Okay, let's take a nap. Do we have still time? 3 days, yes. We still have time. As you sleep, you are buoyed and buffeted by the vagaries of dreams. They tumble and thrash about you and fill your mind's eye with pale, glittering motes. They razzle into light snowfall and biting northerly wind. You recognize the mountains of the White March rising around you, and you shiver. You see Stalwart a few miles away, quiet and still, but for a few curling streams of smoke rising from the chimneys Durgan's battery, it perched about it, its shadow stretching into the valley. Above it all, you hear a deep, slow rhythm. At first, it sounds like a distant drumming, but then it grows louder, cracking through the dry air and booming from the mountain peaks. It builds until you feel it reverberating beneath your feet. Watch and listen. Each toot comes louder and faster than the next. Thunder echoes from the mountain tops as great sheets of ice and snow tumble down the slopes. But the rhythm keeps building, shattering frozen lakes like crystal saucers. New ravines split through the mountains as old chasm, filled with the snow and scree. A rockslide buries Stalwart, and Durgan's battery is shaken into rubble. Shadow rise over the mountains, the vanguard of massive army. You flee. You tumble from the foothills and bound across Deerwood, feeling the rumble of the advancing army all the while. Barricade yourself with Kednoa. Kednoa rises from the forests, its mended walls reaching out to you like a pair of strong arms. You barricade yourself within the great hall as the pounding grows closer still. It rattles the foundations of the great keep, and just as the masonry begins shaking loose, you hear an unholy battle cry coming from your courtyard. The ceiling collapses and sends a cascade of bricks and beams onto your head. You struggle to wakefulness, kicking at the bedding knot around your legs. As you shake free of the last bones of sleep, you hear a voice whisper something in a language you've never heard, and you see an image of 100 shifting staring eyes. You awaken, feverishly warm and covered in sweat. In my dream, the army came from the White March, near Stalwart. Perhaps the residents will know of it. Yeah, we'll go there as soon as possible. But first, let's resolve this attack. So, let's go here and let's stun his bear as well. Humble yourself. Good. Unfortunately, few of our soldiers died. Oh. Only Archer stayed. I see Korgrag here, but not Korgrag for now. Let's take Cleric and the Disciple.
Certainly.
Exceptional leather armor. Exceptional hide armor. This one is much better for her.
Yes?
Okay, time to leave.
Need something?
12 to 25.
Will do.
Oh?
And let's go to Clîaban Rilag to continue Eder's quest.
I'm on the trail.
Oh, let's see what we can find here.
This is the place. My big brother's last battle. I wish I could tell you what we're looking for. Anything from that battle, I guess. Whatever 15 years of rain has him buried. You see my brother's ghost, you give me a holler, all right?
He winks.
Hmm?
Nope. This one. Eder admits he isn't sure what he's looking for here. He is hoping for some sign of his brother's presence here that might provide us a clue to why he fought for Red Seras.
Hmm?
Light, flame, and sound. We'll keep to ourselves.
Let's still do the party a little bit later. Oh,
Ready, Watcher.
and let's
Need
check
something?
if they have something new to
Need
speak.
something?
He asks with a raised eyebrow. Tell me about Englanfath. It's a verdant land of history, culture, and natural beauty. His voice falls into a half whisper as he adds, and we already have enough unwanted trespasser, so I recommend you never visit. Did the forested kin give you a hard time growing up?
Indeed. I'm sure you're well aware of how much Orland children squabble. I was the shortest of my age clutch, shorter even than others with meadow plumage. The huntmaster of my tribe singled me out as too short to hunt, and made it a rule that anyone taller than me was allowed to prowl with the adults. I grew up in Glonfoth, specifically in and around Thane Bog. My people, the Fisher Crane tribe, are migrant stewards of the land. I've walked the whole of Glonfoth many times. What would you like to know?
On second thought, some other time. Your loss.
Need something? Need something?
Tell me about Air Glanfath. What do the Glanfathan think of the Deerwood and its people? Hiravia spits. Foreign looters obsessed with wealth and wine. May their bowels be obstructed with pus-weeping nodules, every one of them. His scowl lingers and he scratches his ear stump. Not that you're asking a neutral party. When I was an insufferable child, and I usually was, my parents told me the wooden would enslave me in this life and the next if I didn't behave. But I'm in their lands now, and I will, in the interest of academic fairness, admit that I've met a few several decent, mostly non-rabid Deerwoodens. He looks, scans and folds his arms, but my suspicion about them all being drunkards has proved entirely accurate. I wonder what great wonders they'd accomplish if they all sobered up.
I grew up in Glonfoth, specifically in and around Thane Bog. My people, the Fisher Crane tribe, are migrant stewards of the land. I've walked the whole of Glonfoth many times. What would you like to know?
On second thought, some other time. Your loss.
Need something? Need something?
And again, tell me about Erglanfath. What can me tell you? What can you tell me of your tribe? I'm from the Fish and Crane tribe. Most of my people live far to the southeast and around the Tynebog. He weaves his fingers together and cracks his joints in a flexing motion of wet snaps. The tribe is not one of great renown, but we, he always paused for a moment, they protect their lands in accordance with the sacred oath of old. And much as it pains me to say it, I wouldn't want any other tribe names attached to my own. Why aren't the fisher cranes well regarded? Because the other tribes are insufferable sibling spawn? He grins broadly and stares at you for several silent moments. I suppose the fisher cranes have a reputation for being passive and reluctant to fight, which is another way of saying the other tribes fight hard while we fight smart. Our namesake, the fisher crane, is a marshland raptor that remains stark still from sunrise to noon. We are invisible stewards of the land and patient hunters of those who trespass. The three-tusked Stelgar tribe see our methods as soft and unbecoming, but I hear they use the same word for cousin as they do for whore in their dialect. Just an observation. Could you join a different tribe? Hiravius frowns and shakes his head. There are tribes that would take me. The twice-split arrows adopt outcasts like myself, but their race are not my own. Some of them even live under roofs. How obtuse. He looks off to the southeast and sighs. I long for home, not just any home, but well has made my wanderings fruitful, and I accept that it may not be until my soul passes that I rejoin the fisher cranes. Did you grow up in a book? Only briefly. Here, let me show you something. Don't commit any of it to memory, please. He rolls up his sleeves and shows you his forearms. The soft brown fur of his arms is lined with fine stains of henna and scar tissue. This is where I grew up, on the migration trail. I had it marked on my arms during my training. While much of the tribe guards the Tynebog year-round, many of us, including the Circle of Hawk and Ivy, honor the oath by patrolling lesser-known ruins scattered throughout the lands. He points at several of the henna crescent on his forearm. We eschew houses, take only what we can carry, and move camp every 2 moons to ensure that all our sacred sites are visited at regular intervals. This nomadic patrol is how my druid circle came to name itself. We circle and protect like hawks, but we only ever perch on the ivy of the ruins, that is, nearby trees, never to enter the builder's lair. I had some other questions about Englandfath. Uh, why should I avoid Erglandfath? He looks at you puzzled. There are no cities to visit, no centers of commerce to explore. It would seem most visitors come to our land to pillage the Angwitan ruins. The ancient Angwitans have the the ancient Angwitans gave the forest to our ancestors, and in return we watch their ruins and see to it that they remain untouched. And before you ask, no, we don't have a sacred passphrase or hand gesture. Nobody enters the ruins, not even the guardians and watchers. Do you miss it? Used to, he says with a slight frown. He scratches his shredded ear and looks eastward. It's home. I'll go back eventually, but he turns his attention to his shoulder and picks a small seed from the fibers of his tunic. See this? He holds up the seed. I know, just a seed, but I've never seen this type before, and I'm itching to find out what grows from it. Every day I see something new out here. I'll return home eventually, but for now, my curiosity exceeds my nostalgia sevenfold. Let's speak of something else. That's all. Eh, can we discuss our party members?
Curious about your compatriots? Whom in particular?
What do you think of Adair?
He's nasty, brutish, and tall. So, 2/3 like me, I suppose. The circumference of his neck exceeds the circumference of my torso at its thickest point. They sure do breed them big and dumb in the deerwood, don't they? No, I'm being a brat. Truthfully, I think the guy's a lot more gentle than he pretends. He's certainly got a big heart for animals, at least, which is rather telling of who he is under that soldier exterior.
What are your thoughts on Palagina?
Her zeal is sincere, and I can tell you she's destined to die on her feet. And she's easy on the eyes. Can't fatten a thoroughbred, that's what I always say. I just wonder if she has a cloaca or not. Ooh, the curiosity is killing me.
Cloaca?
Yeah, cloaca. It's a combination feces chute and happy slot. Birds usually have these hybrid holes, and I figure she might too. What? Don't look at me like that. We can speak another time. Lead the way.
Lol.
Yeah?
Let's try to talk again.
Need something? Curious about your compatriots? Whom in particular?
What do you make of Aloth?
Oh, him? Him I don't mind too much. Though I could pitch a tent with the pole wedged up his anus. I could smell something funny on him. 2 cents? Not quite. Well, whatever it is, take note of his mood swings. I don't think he's unstable. I just think he has a lot going on up there.
Sagani, what's your impression?
She actually steps lightly when we travel outdoors, which is more than I could say for the rest of you. They do things differently where she's from, but she knows her way around the woods almost as well as I do. Almost.
Any thoughts on Kanarua?
Oh, I think I could fit 3 of me, plus a remainder of a 4th Haravius inside that giant. Gods, am I glad he's friendly. And between you and me, he has a better singing voice than the prettiest lasses I know from my tribe. It's 1 part unsettling, 2 parts arousing. And it makes me wish I still had both ears.
Thoughts on the grieving mother?
Who? Oh, right. The peasant woman that's been traveling with us? I guess I haven't kept a close eye on her. Not sure what to say. She seems harmless enough, but she must be a glutton for trouble if she's traveling with us. She'd probably be safer on her own.
Tell me your thoughts on Durance.
Oh, love at first sight. It's like WoW carved an ever-changing gash in his brain, and every hour he's a different flavor of angry. Durance makes me feel like I'm the sane one. He smells like fear in the mornings and rage in the afternoons. I'm keeping my eye on him. He's a laugh, but he might someday be a problem.
That's all for now. Let's continue our journey.
We can speak another time. Lead the way.
Margaren's fire casts light in dark places.
Okay, enough talking. And let's check what we can find.
Too recent.
Oran's Bramble Ring. What's this? That's it. Here we can cross the river. Let's go there first. And then back to the bridge.
Nothing over here. I guess they cleaned up real good after the battle. This is embarrassing. I think I see... No, never mind.
Those face painters can't guard that place forever. These ruins are claimed, friend. On your way.
No need to get riled, boys. We're just passing by.
Look at his talisman, Pag. Eothasian.
How about that? A godless sack of shit. We got a blazing corpse worshiper on our hands.
Actually, they never found the body.
Only reason for the legacy is because the Duke doesn't got the guts to see you all slaughtered. The gods want you dead. Me and Pag, though, we done our part during the purges, didn't we, Pag?
Seamstresses?
Make your cracks now. Got no god or homeland to avenge you. By Magrin, this'll be short work.
Surely the gods want peace between us.
And what part of a war goddess wishes peace? No, friend. Only through the blood of our enemies is our goddess quenched. Doesn't matter who it was for anyway. Country's better for the purges. Maybe we start a new purge right here.
He readies his weapon.
Consider it dead.
One more down for the
They were
soul
right.
weapon.
That was short work.
Yes?
Veteran standard piece. The tip of some metal object protrudes from a mound of watery river silt. With both hands, you and Adair begin digging in the mud until the object is dislodged. You close your hand around it and pull it from the wet earth. The object is a steel semicircular frame about the size of your fist, and even points around the semicircle, jagged points just out like tongues of flame. The rays of a rising sun. At the sun's center is the carved silhouette of a warless pelant.
I've seen these before. They top the standards of Raid Ceres. Or did when Weidman was alive. Well, it's something. Just not sure what it gets me.
I'm good with objects. I might be able to glean something from it. He shrugs. It's a thought. A lot of people would have touched this. Standard bearer's position of honor in most places, but the Red Serens actually look to a fighting for it. What I heard, serious bunch. It's not a lot to hang hopes on, but hey, we were lucky to find anything at all. He passes the trinket over to you. Let's see what you can see. Better not make anything up, or you'll wake one morning with snakes in your bedroll. You take the steel sun in one hand and clasp Adair's hand with the other, ignoring his uncertain glance. You close your eyes and concentrate. The sun is bright, in your mind's eye, warm with the pulse of collective experience and noisy with the thoughts of the past, of battle, of faith, of home. You drift from voice to voice, thought to thought. Adair solves a vibrant signature with which to locate his brother. One voice stands out amidst the din, brassy and earnest, a shade brighter than Adair's, but unmistakably of the same construction. You have no image of its owner, but his journey is imprinted within the points and curves of the steel sun, and in your mind it opens before you the path stretching both southward to Gilded Vale and northward over the uneven terrain that joins the Deerwood to Red Serras. You trace the path back to its origin for far back as you can find, gliding over plains and hillsides to a one-room home in Gilded Vale, with a thatched roof and a dirt floor. The path is faint here, its distance in time rendering images blurry and details scarce. From Gilded Vale, it follows a road towards Malden Bridge, reaching the gates of Defiance Bay before diverting abruptly, cutting northward in a beeline for Red Serras. The path that leads to Red Seren City, regal and austere in the Aedir imperial style. It winds through streets and climbs a grand set of stairs into a stately building, passing through pointed archways into what appears to be a throne room. Upon the throne sits a man whose head is pure, blinding light, and as its gaze turns to you, the light drowns out all else. Its voice carries the force of thunder, but its words are impossible to make out in the imprint. Echoes of echoes. The voice and light fade, and the path bends backward, carrying you alone to barracks, then back southward, marching into Deerwood and skirmishing along the way. Upon one battlefield, the imprint is vivid, and you see a red Seren standard topped with a steel sun, clutched in the hands of a fallen soldier. You see a young man in a red Seren armor, with other straw-colored hair raised toward the standard and lifted. The path you've been following clear to see beneath his feet, and as his hand brushes the steel tip, you can hear his thoughts racing in a blur, and they are his God and his country, and the brother he hopes is far away from this place. In an instant, the thoughts are gone, as well as the man, and the standard is passed to another soldier. You pick the path up again as it meanders south and disintegrates in the shadow of Clîaban Rilag. You open your eyes.
Anything? Looked like you were working real hard there.
Your brother got as far as Defiance Bay before turning to Red Serras instead. He met Widwen there, then he enlisted.
What'd he talk about with Widewin?
Widwen was a beam of light.
I figured that. Woden and me had heard enough stories from his uprising to know it wasn't just some tall tale. Doesn't mean he was Aethys. It could have been some wizard's trick. It's what they talked about that's important. What'd they say?
I don't know.
That's not funny. Come on. That metal sun, my brother touched it. You saw where he went. Now what'd he talk about with Widewin? Why'd my brother fight for Raed Saris?
I wish I had something better to tell you.
I guess that's it.
We'll find some other way to know why he did what he did.
I don't think we will. What will we do? Look for more war relics? We were lucky to find this one. Soldiers that fought with him are long dead. The battle was a massacre. Whatever Aethys knows, he's not talking to anyone.
We can go now. I've seen what I needed to see. That's it? We were able to confirm that Eder's brother, Woden, fought for Red Serras and had even met Widwen himself prior to enlisting, but his actual reason for doing so were lost. Eder will likely never know what inspired his brother to change his allegiance. Oh.
Laying low.
Too bad.
Certainly.
Let's see this. A broken bridge lies before you. Most of it appears to have crumbled into the river centuries ago, leaving two jagged ledges on either side of the water. You see a yawning passage into the mountain on the other side. You might be able to jump across the gap. Jump to the other side. Oops. Mammalian misjudged the gap and barely makes it across, spraining a wrist in the process. Minus 15 deflection. Good that I am still ranged. I've made it into the ruins of the Acolyte showed me. I may be able to find some indication of what the leading key is up to here.
If secrets whisper here, I shall listen for them.
Finish them! Finish them! Spot on!
Hey.
Oh?
Savage masses at the gates with their arrows and swords and spears, yearning for conquest and plunder, the chieftains and warriors feared not the vengeance of gods nor the wrath of their enemies that would not punish them.
Hey.
Ready, watch.
Don't even pull him.
If secrets whisper here, I shall listen for them.
Certainly. Now here's something.
Let's do some more stunts.
On the hunt. Certainly. Finish! Them! Spot on!
And what does the flame reveal?
Certainly.
Interesting. Ouch.
Certainly.
Let's try to open it a little bit later.
What have we here?
Here is the start of the level. And here is a second way in.
Slow and silent.
How can the people of virtues resist the profane and lawless? Where can the elm dig its roots that the storms cannot wash them out? Okay, I think I will enter. I will go outside for a little bit while to check the other group.
Quiet.
The warriors turn as you exit the ruin, their painted faces betraying shock and anger. Trespassers, you shall die for desecrating these stones. Oh. The male and female pair are often used in Bharat iconography. If I recall correctly, they represent the gods' cyclically changing nature. Too bad.
Certainly. Quiet.
This woman seems to emerge from the wall of the mountain. She is little more than a skeleton swathed in ropes, and her gaze is fixed on the massive doorway. A cadaverous man looks upon the path in the mountain, one skeletal arm raised and the other pointing to the door. So let's go inside again.
Laying low.
I can get it to spill its secrets. It's done.
Let's see what's here. Except the animath. 3 animats. Why are you not casting stuff?
sharp eyes and keen ears.
Hungering always for nations and gold, they were ruthless and fearless. Tiny animate pet. Interesting, and a small shield. Oh, let's see. Aid deflection and aid deflection. Retaliation. Yep. Much better than this one. That's it. Looks like that's it. So let's go to the south from here.
Silence surrounds me.
Oops.
Light, flame, and sound. We'll keep to ourselves.
Oh, that was not the best fight ever.
Certainly.
Never could Picos accord with their chiefs. Can a people find order when sunset brings darkness, but never a map in the stars of the sky? Never the spirits and always the flesh are a people of lowered eyes. Oh, sporlings.
Spot on!
Where are you?
that again and I'll gut you!
Spot on!
Let's see. 134, but
Spot on!
there, let's go fight him.
Hey.
Durance. Boo-hoo.
Quiet. Certainly.
Fine.
Yeah. Now hit. It's done.
So, no way to get here, right? Probably not. So, let's go to the next level.
I'm on the trail.
A series of pictographs, simple but clear, are carved on a column in this alcove. Figures of man and woman with their arms raised are carved into the top of the column. Suits of armor in the same pose have been chiseled into the bottom.
Now here's something.
Slow and silent. On the hunt. Quiet.
The pictograms in this alcove portray a procession marching to an altar. A lone figure lies upon the altar, and another member of the procession drives a dagger into his heart. Something flows from the dying man into a white stone perched above the altar.
Certainly.
Time was a wail to the godless. No blessings to reap and no mercies to sow.
No!
Spot on!
On the hunt.
A column of hieroglyphs shows men and women standing in a line and descending into a pool. The figures that emerge below it stands with outstretched arms and triumphantly serene expressions.
Yeah?
3 more to kill.
Certainly.
Everyone except Heravias getting against them.
Not even slowing it down!
Doggy. Cut him down.
Oh?
They shall see nothing while I see much.
Certainly.
Leaving their bodies to offer their souls and forsaking the weakness of flesh and enfeebling of bone, the barbarian godless succumbed at last. A man and a woman carved from lustrous adra poured the contents of the vase at their feet.
And what does the flame reveal?
Angvitanki.
Yeah. Spot on!
This thing is...
Two blights and one more enemy.
Laying low.
Certainly.
Need something?
Gotta try something else!
Five animats or 25 enemies for next level.
Oh?
Keeping an eye out.
Certainly.
A man and a woman carved from a lustrous adra poured the contents of the vase at their feet.
If secrets whisper here, I shall listen for them.
Yeah!
Spot on!
This thing isn't doing the job.
Consider it dead.
And what does the flame reveal?
The images in this alcove depict a row of pale stone surrounding a suit of armor. Something flows from the stones and into the armor, imbuing it with a golden halo.
Certainly.
Four egg-shaped stones sit atop short, no pedestal. All face an altar in the middle of the room.
Quiet.
That's it.
Laying low.
Adra grows from a central pyrrole and seems to spill down the steps. Luminous egg-shaped stones are nested within the rippling Adra.
Light, flame, and sound. We'll keep to ourselves.
Certainly.
Go and stun him.
Oh?
Need something?
Oh?
Laying low.
So let's stun him. Attack Hiravias with him and everyone else. Oh shit. Where are you? stun him as well. Woo fucking who. 3 more animats.
Keeping an eye out.
Scenes from a battle appears on this column. An army of men in loincloth and hides is gathered, dwarfed by those in full suits of armor that loom over them. In the descending images, the armors crush the army.
Certainly.
Another animat.
Certainly.
Let's stun him. You go kill him and everyone else. Pile on this one.
Spot on!
One more stun.
Yeah.
And one more stun here. Okay, hero is got one down and another one.
Yes.
Oh, there was a medallion. Perceptions +2.
Yes.
They shall see nothing while I see much.
Fine. Another animat.
Yeah?
Certainly.
Oh. And one more. All soulbound abrogades are completed. That's what I needed.
And what does the flame reveal?
Images of man and woman swinging hammers and heating iron over forge fills this alcove. Fighters in iron are relentless and fierce as the thousands of foes.
And what does the flame reveal?
Let's quick save just in case. And we are back at level 1. And there are some dead stuff. That's the last one.
My thoughts will be as silent as my feet.
Nothing. Something in the ether hums and buzzes through your teeth. Let's check this corpse. A haze of essence lingers over the body, as faint and insubstantial as a dust plume in a rider's wake. Yet, as you draw closer, whispered instructions echo in your ears and anticipation warms your blood. In a vision, you see the same stone machine you approached moments ago, but from a different height and angle, as if through different eyes. You'd hear rumors that some of your brethren were sent here months before, yet you see no sign that anyone has been here. In fact, the cobblestones are covered in a final layer of dust, ash. You know suddenly that this will cost you, and you are ready. The orders were clear. The effects of the machine in Clîaban Rilag were wearing off. A child has been born, not far from therefore recently, its cell intact. The machine would need to be reactivated. You and your companions take up your positions. You share a final look of affirmation between yourself. They don't know your name and you don't know theirs, but you know that you're doing the work of the gods together. None of the rest matters. Two carved bents of stone in the middle of the machine grind into motion. They rotate in opposite directions, picking up speed until they spin like freshly greased carriage wheels. Wind shrieks through the caverns, accelerating with the stone rings. You press your hands to your ears and grit your teeth against the noise. You are about to shut your eyes when you glimpse new movement. Rows of triangular flaps around the machine open like petals. You don't know what's happening in the machine, but you feel a tingling at your extremities. Searing pain spreads through your body, a hot knife separating every tissue and ligament within you. All the while, it feels as if you're falling towards the machine, your stomach smashed against your spine. What happens next is too fast to process. You awaken from the vision to find yourself kneeling and gasping for air. Holding your head, you let the tiles between your knees gradually come into focus. As you catch your breath, you remember the strange scene you saw outside Clîaban, where several robot figures fell amidst a howling bivouac. Looking at the ash scattered across the current floor, it is apparent that the leaden key has been doing this, whatever it is, all over the Deerwood. So, Mamulian, are you feeling okay? Did you catch alcoholism from the Deerwoodens? His smiles turn nervous as he looks you over, examining you for signs of injury. You were off in your own little dream for a moment. That's what's going on with you. One more finished quest. I saw a vision of the leading key agents surrendering their souls to the Angwitan machine in Clîaban Rilag. They performed the same ritual I witnessed also on Clîaban, which means they must be doing this all over Deerwood. The thoughts of one of the agents suggested that they were there to ensure that infants in the area would be hellowborn. And one more quest finished. A pile of farmers in the Ishametal Plains discovered a large and elaborate ring of small Ardra pillars in a secluded southern valley. Though presumed to be connected to the Angwitans in some way, the pillars do not appear to be connected to any ruins. However, since the site was discovered, farmers from up to 50 miles away have gone missing, eventually discovered days or weeks later in the ring of stones, permanently petrified. As the Pahilo have little experience with other pillars, they are calling up on Redsorans, Deerwoodens and Glandfatans for help. The trip to Ishametal Plains was largely uneventful, but Moonshine discovered a grisly sight upon arriving the Apahilo Adra Circle. Over 50 locals has become permanently petrified among the stones. It took a few days of investigation, but Moonshine learned that the abduction all happened at specific times of night in a pattern for miles around the stones. With the assistance of a Pahilo mathematician and philosopher, Moonshine was able to expose the killer and extremely powerful Adragan that had been protecting the Adra Circle for centuries. When Kith discovered the sacred place, she began systematically stalking and petrifying anyone who lived within walking distance of the site. Moonshine led protracted battle against the creature with the help of locals. Summon Swamp Lurker. Interesting.
Light, flame, and sound.
Let's check the rest of the room and back to Back to Kednoa. Well, looks like I'm finished. Let's see what this portal is about. But quick save first. You hear running water and see a small stream that carves its way into the mountain. Inspect the stream. A shallow bottom flickers and wavers just under the water's edge, but as you look towards the tunnel, the bottom disappears into darkness. From here, it's impossible to tell how deep the stream is. However, a faint light plays along the walls of the tunnel. The echo of rushing water suggests that the tunnel and stream continue for quite some distance. Wade to the tunnel. You take slow, sloshing steps towards the mouth of the tunnel, holding yourself upright while the current tugs at your legs. The cold water leaves you gasping, and as it rises past your waist, you fight to control your breath. The scramble soon drops out from under your feet, and the current pushes you toward the tunnel with growing force. Swim into the tunnel. The current pushes you through the tunnel, faster and faster, tugging you downward. Over your head, the tunnel narrows and drops, leaving only a thin pocket of air. You take a final deep breath before the current drags you into the depths. Rays of light pierce the darkness, but the current is moving too fast now for you to see more than flickering glimpses as you speed by. You keep your hands in front of yourself and focus on avoiding the jagged rocks that appear suddenly in the darkness, jutting from the walls. A light winks at you up ahead. You're approaching it fast, but it looks to be the mouth of a second, smaller tunnel. You might be able to reach it, but your lungs have started to ache. Grab the edge of the tunnel. You wrap your fingers around the rocks lining the tunnel and peer into it. It terminates in a dead end, but something glints among the rocks at the far side. Reaching it would be a challenge for anyone without strong lung capacity. Let's send Adair. I hope he has enough constitution or athletics. Adair pulls himself into the tunnel, executing deft scissors kicks while the passage is narrow. At the end, he finds a skeleton with a handle protruding from its ribs. Adair pulls it free and pushes off from the wall, propelling himself back towards the main tunnel. Swirling and tumbling through the darkness of the tunnel, you at least see a halo of light above, and you swim and kick toward it. At least your head breaks the surface. You gulp air into your aching lungs, and you pull yourself to the edge of the pool. Crawling out of the water, you look back at the cavern. You look back at the caravan around you as you message feeling back into your aching, cold, numbed limbs. You have gained the Rose of Seld Hollow. The Rose of Seld Hollow. Two-handed unique morning star. Interesting. Okay, time to go back to Kednoa. Hiriavias is getting a little bit low on health. Actually too low to be comfortable about it. Well, looks like we have done everything here. Let's check just in case this place, if there is something behind the trees or not. I say not, but you'll never know. Nothing, okay. So back to Kednoa.
Looks a little healthier than before.
Ah, sent escort. Let's go with Moonshine again. And looks like this will be it again for today. Because tomorrow I'm traveling to far away for my work. So much appreciated for staying here with me. I hope you enjoyed the game as much as I do, and see you soon. Enjoy the rest of your day.